For more on this, joining me now in Jerusalem is Jon Medved, who is with OurCrowd, and joining us from Abu Dhabi, Dr. Sabah al-Binali. I want to start with you, if I could, Dr. Binali, and ask you, what opportunities do you see for expanded growth together? Why was it important for you to become part of an Israeli-based venture firm?
Well, there's really two parts to it. One part is, an important part is that these are new markets for each country that have now been opened. So there's a lot of opportunity there, simply because there's going to be trade. That we're 3 hours apart and 1 hour apart in time zone. The second thing, I think, is there's a fit. The governments in the UAE have created great infrastructure and are looking have surplus financial capital to invest into both the UAE and Israel, and Israel's government has done a great job of creating a startup nation where there's a lot of technology that could benefit from coming to the UAE, not just in sales, but in terms of business operations.
Yeah, Mr. Medved, when you founded OurCrowd and you've watched it grow into this really internationally powerful venture capital investment entrepreneurship enterprise, could you ever dream that now you'll be able to have new partnerships across the Gulf with Emiratis and with other countries soon to follow, one could hope?
Let's be honest. This was not something I thought would happen this soon. It was an absolute delight when the news came of the normalization. I was in Abu Dhabi actually almost a year ago in December for the SALT conference, which is a major investment conference, where I think I was the first venture capitalist to ever speak publicly as an Israeli at one of these conferences in the Emirates. And everyone kept on asking me, said, well, when do you think, this is going to be above board? And I said, inshallah, Bezrat Hashem, I hope soon. But when it came as a surprise. But we are so delighted to have Dr. Sabah with us as a partner, because he brings the best of both entrepreneurship and investment savvy. He's built 2 successful companies, which one was sold to Credit Suisse, one was sold to Reuters. He is a extraordinary individual, and we're just lucky. We really thank God that we have this kind of a partner, because we're in this for the long run, right? This is not about a quick deal. This is about building a solid foundation for decades, and I dare say centuries. I won't be around over the centuries, but I hope to be around for the decades, where we're building really strong ties between the tech ecosystems, the investor groups, and basically making amazing things happen between these 2 wonderful countries.
I mean, Jon, what kind of industries in particular do you think are most likely to immediately benefit here? I mean, we talk a lot, of course, about startups, health partnerships, even agriculture. Is that something that we could see dividends immediately?
Absolutely, and more. I mean, remember, the Emirates are leaders in the world in terms of logistics. That Dubai port is the envy of many nations. There is talk even about them coming here and helping us with some of our ports, which would be great. In terms of transportation, I mean, they run some of the best airlines in the world. Etihad and Emirates are top notch. They have a lot of smart city interest and technology. Great place for fintech. Their financial sector is world class, and it goes on and on. And so we see the beauty here is this match between 2 entrepreneurial cultures who both want to invest in each other, who both want to develop joint ventures. And what I'm most delighted with is the enthusiasm, and I dare say just joy, that I am sensing on the part of our Emirati partners broadly. Every morning I wake up to these Zoom calls and people are smiling, giggling, okay, with the really excitement of this. And this makes the job a lot easier.
Dr. Sabah al-Binali, I see you smiling, even giggling there alongside here in this conversation. I want to ask a direct question here. Logistics is one thing, enthusiasm is another, but money, financing is something else entirely, especially now, right, with the coronavirus having a major impact in financing, in banking. Does that present a new and ongoing challenge to getting some of these partnerships off the ground?
It's of course a challenge, but one I don't think we can't overcome. I mean, I was announced at the same time as an MOU with the Al Nabuda Group, which is one of the leading merchant families in the UAE, where they committed a sizable amount of money to a joint venture looking to invest in Israel, looking to invest in Israeli companies coming to the UAE, and looking at Emirati companies going to Israel. So I don't think that it will present itself as a challenge, because the opportunities, as I said, this is a virgin market for each country, are very large. And perhaps the fact that both countries are already exposed to the rest of the world, that they will now look closer to home at these new opportunities to do it. We've come out of the gate really fast with the Al Nabuda partnership, and we are in talks with several other partners, both here in the UAE and also in the Kingdom of Bahrain, which has also recently normalized relations with Israel.
What excites you most? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's also important to note that there is a strange phenomena going on in the tech investment area in particular, which is that companies like OurCrowd are setting new records, and the ecosystem as a whole is raising more money than ever before. Seems strange during Corona, but in the month of September, the Israeli tech ecosystem raised over $1.1 billion in a single month. That was the first time ever we crossed that $1 billion level. It looks like for the year, it'll be over 10 billion, which is, in comparison to last year's 8 billion, up significantly.
Yeah.
So we can overcome the challenge. The tech ecosystem is resilient and moving forward despite the COVID crisis.
Doctor,
if I may,
go ahead.
If I may add onto John's point, I think a big part of the attraction for tech and innovation is that this is the new normal. How are we going to live in the new world of COVID, regardless of when the vaccine comes, is going to be driven by tech. So it could be seen that this actually will support more tech innovation.
Yeah, really exciting stuff happening right now, and certainly only going to get more interesting in the future. Dr. Sabah al-Binali, now a partner of OurCrowd, the head of the Gulf region, alongside Jon Medved. Thank you so much, the CEO and founder of OurCrowd. Really exciting, historic partnership here. Thank you both, gentlemen, for being with us on Zoom In.
Pleasure.
Thank you.